Welcome back to the 2022 Optimist Asian and Oceanian Championship. It's race day 2 and it's starting a little bit hot. Right now it's 40 degrees Celsius, it's very light wind. The sailors has been waiting a little bit to go on the water. But don't worry, the race has started, they're out there having fun. But before we are going to the race and seeing more, let's meet some of the sailors.
My name is Dylan Cafferty. I'm from the Edgartown Yacht Club in the USA. I think the best part of being an Opti sailor is just getting to meet a bunch of cool people and other cool Opti sailors around the world. It's great you get to experience tons of different cultures and meet super cool people. Yesterday sailing, super fun, super tough, really have to sail to the pressure, but I expect that today I can do a little bit better. There's a little more wind, and I hope to make gold fleet today.
Hi, I'm Shagun Jha. I'm from India, and it's a very big opportunity for India that the Asian and Ocean Championship is being held here. We are about 20 sailors participating in this championship, and we have all over countries. There are so many countries participating in this championship. We are already excited to be here, and it's so much fun about this. Yeah, I have 3 medals in nationals, 2 bronze and 1 silver, and I have been at the World Championship in Turkey about July-June, and this is my 2nd international. There are so many countries, so many friends here about us. We all have 20 sailors here. We have the maximum sailors from India at here.
At the 2022 Optimist Asian and Oceanian Championship, there's happening a lot of things and we're meeting a lot of people. And here in the race village, there's a lot of people doing a lot of things. Some of them are the race committee. Let's hear and see more about what they are doing.
Good morning. My name is Ruth Samiran. I'm the international jury from Thailand. We are here to provide the fairness to the event. We all have 7 people in the jury. We are independent from the race committee or the OA because we have to be independent to free for all. We have no nation actually, but the jury comprised of some international jury and some training from India. We are here to provide the fairness. If there's any problem on the water, because the sea is so big, we cannot, it's not like a football match that they have referee and then they can watch and decide what's going on. But this thing, when they have a problem of the dispute between 2 boats or more, they can come ashore and tell us what happened. And we are the one who decide who's right, who's wrong. Like we are the judge in the real world. Okay, so if in some case, you know, on the water, sailing is a spot of honor. If they broke the rule on the water, they can penalize themselves by doing 2 turns, and that's it. Nothing happened at all. But if they think they did not break the rule and they want to challenge it, they can come to us and we make a decision. That's what we are doing right now here.
To make a fair competition for everybody. It's called measurements. And the sailors are competing all the measurements themselves together with some officials. Let's see and hear more about that.
Hello, my name is Alexandra Williman. I am a member of the technical committee for IOTA, and we will be talking about how measurement works. We have 2 instances of measurement in IOTA championships. One is inshore and the other one is going to be in the water. So inshore, what we want to make sure is that all the equipment of the Optimist is inspected because we want everyone to sail under the same conditions. And one of the most important things that we look for is safety for all the kids. When we measure inshore, what we want to make sure is that all the equipment is compliant with the class rules. So we're going to be checking the hull, we're going to be weighting it, then we're going to be checking all the spars, okay, that they are within the measures, and then we're going to be checking rudders and drag boards, that they are within the weight that is necessary and within the measures that are necessary as well. As well ensure we are going to be checking life jackets for the kids, that they are in good conditions, and we make sure that it's for the weight that the kids are for, and that they're compliant with the rules as well. Once we are racing, we are located up to the finish line in a boat with an M for measurement. So we will always be picking some boats that have been racing, and we will be checking in the water different elements. So we want to make sure that everyone is racing under the same conditions and that they are compliant with the class rules as well. And the next thing that we're going to be checking that is very important for us is the safety of the kids. So I will be showing you what we are specifically looking for in the boats. We're going to be checking that the tow line is correctly attached, that the mast clamp is in the correct position so that the mast does not come out. Then we're going to go up and we're going to check that the band sail is within the band limits. Okay? So it's very important that it's not touching the line here. It has to be in between the two of them. Next thing we're going to be checking for is that the bailers are correctly attached. And this is very important. They have to be attached to the hull. And by hull, we mean the straps. It can be around here in the boat, or it can be into these metal pieces here, okay? So if, for example, your dagger board that needs to be attached as well is attached through the elastic, that is not correct, okay? It has to be attached either here into the metal part or around the boat here. We use this ruler in the water to make sure that the distance between the sail and the spars is the correct one. So it should be 1 centimeter, okay, the maximum. So we place this ruler in this position and we make sure that the distance is not bigger than that. The same thing will be applied here in the boom. And then what we're going to be looking for is this distance that is not bigger than 10 centimeters, okay? And it's very important also that this ring, you can have more than one ring, but the ring cannot have movement along this line. So the other thing that we will be checking in the water is that the life jacket is correctly attached. And then one important thing is that your whistle is attached to your life jacket as well. So we did review what measurement does inshore and in the water. It's very important for us to make sure that you're all sailing in the same conditions, and safety is very important for everyone as well. So just enjoy and have fun. Thank you.
The sailors has been racing all day, so let's have a small highlight what happened in today's races. It's the second race day at the 2022 Optimist and Asian and Oceanian Championship. Race day 2 is also the last day in the qualification round. Today the sailors are fighting for a place in the Golden Fleet. It is the Golden Fleet we are going to find the winner of the 2022 Optimist Asian and Oceanian Championship. It was a tricky day for the fleets. The day started with hot weather and very light wind conditions. But during the day the wind shifted between 2 and 13 knots on the water. Race 3 Yellow Fleet. Today's races started with 5 to 6 knots of wind. The wind shifted right, which gave a bigger fight at the committee boat for the positions and possibility to tack up against the wind and thereby sailing the shortest distance towards the mark. 4 Japanese boats had a good upwind leg and kept their lead towards the gate mark. Japan 3375 rounding the gate mark first and had created a gap of more than 50 meters in front of the second place. The leader chosen to go port side of the mark, where second and third chosen to take the starboard side. Upwind, Japan 3375 increases the lead to rest of the fleet. The Japanese boat kept the control and continued tacking in front of the followers. The other 3 Japanese boats was now 60 meters behind the leader, following each other. Girl sailor Japan 3375 won the race. Race 3 Blue Fleet started with the same conditions as for the Yellow Fleet, but the Blue Fleet decided to spread out on the starting line. 3 boats from Thailand did a great start at the pennant mark. Thailand 1643 was the first to round the top mark and leading with more than 20 meters to rest of the fleet. 4 boats with Malaysia 26 and Thailand 1265 was approaching the top mark together. Downwind, Thailand 1643 kept the lead, followed by 3 Japanese boats with Japan 3318, Japan 3381 and Japan 3550. Upwind towards the finish line, Thailand 1643 did everything to defend the position and ended up winning the race. After the end of race 3, all sailors approaches the coaches to analyze the race and talk about the condition. An important element to be able to improve today's races. It was a hot day on the water and the sailors used the break to get some food and water. Race 4, Yellow Fleet. The sailors was aggressive in their start. 3 starts with general recall and ending up with a black flag and another AP flag. Start 4 was the good start. All sailors got a clear start. The favorite side was still in the committee boat end. But because of black flag, the fleet decided to spread out on the starting line. A good start by Singapore 466 in the pin end and Thailand 1695 in the middle of the starting line. Which one had chosen the best starting position? Approaching the top mark, a Belgian boat was in the lead, closely followed by a boat from Singapore and Thailand. It was Belgian 1219 rounding first, followed by Singapore 3281 and Singapore 466. The 3 boats made a gap to the rest of the fleet. The Belgian boat gained the lead all the way towards the finish line, followed by Thailand 1905. The boat from Thailand ended up winning the battle in the last 10 meters towards the finish line. Race 4, Blue Fleet. The sailors in the Blue Fleet decided to focus their start on the pin end side of the starting line. A very aggressive start with a lot of internal fighting for the best position. It looked like 4 to 5 boats got a yellow flag at the start. India 1672 got a good start at the pin end. Unfortunately, there was a general recall. The wind conditions has changed so much, so the race committee decided to move the pin end mark. Blue Fleet also ended up with a black flag. The fight was at the pin end mark where boats were in contact with each other. A lot of yellow flag in this race. Approaching the top mark, it was India 1690 followed by a boat from Thailand and UAE that looked around first. The Indian boat kept the lead, followed by Thailand 1265 and Japan 3381. The upwind leg was a hard racing for the whole fleet, which had to fight with light winds. After rounding the mark and going towards the offset mark, it seems that the wind was gaining. The 3 leaders were still very close and overlapped all the way to the mark rounding. Thailand 1265 went on starboard of India 1690 and starting throwing wind shadow at the boat. Because of the light winds, the race committee decided to shorten the race course, so the finish line would now be the gate mark. India 1690 was able to sneak by Thailand 1265 and Japan 3381. And India 1690 won the race. Race 5 was going to be set. And it was going to be a whole other type of race. The wind shifted to a bearing of 300 degrees and started to increase again. This changed the race course yet again for the fleet. To finish the qualification round, the race committee decided to do another race for each fleet. The race course was in the end shortened, and the fleets was starting with the black flag up. What was this going to mean for the fleets? Race 5, Yellow Fleet. To prevent a black flag penalty and thereby be disqualified from the race, the sailors took the decisions to do a safe start and was spread out over the whole starting line. This also made a clear start for the fleet. India 1116 rounded the top mark first, followed closely by Singapore 3281. They managed to make a small gap to the rest of the fleet. Yet again, the race committee decided to shorten the race course and finish the race at the gate mark. It was India 1116 and Singapore 3281 that were going to fight for the victory on the last downwind. Singapore 3281 took the victory in front of India 1116 that came second. Race 5 Blue Fleet. The Blue Fleet finished race 4 with light winds, and race 5 also started with light winds of only 4.5 to 5 knots of wind speed. Blue Fleet also chosen to do the safe start and spread out on the whole starting line. Coming towards the top mark, it was Singapore 4580 and Sri Lanka 1002 that were in the lead. Also, Blue Fleet had a shortened race course, and now it was a dog race downwind towards the finish line. Singapore 4580 took the victory with USA 23108 in second and Thailand 1243 in third. Now it's going to be exciting who took which position, who is qualified into the final series, into the Gold Fleet and into the Silver Fleet. You can find the overall result on the official IOTA event page. Just go to https://2022 Oceanians.optiworld.org. I hope you enjoyed today's show. We are having a lot of fun here, and if you want to join the fun party, then go on this QR code and then you can join all the fun with us. Tomorrow is going to be a special day. It's Team Race Day, so stay tuned, follow us and see what happens.